Hi everyone, and welcome to another video series around Salesforce flows. Today we're going to cover a record triggered flow, and it's going to be triggered from an account. So here we have a business use case. So one, if an account is marked as inactive, we want to update all the child opportunities to a stage called stalled and give a stage reason of inactive account. And then we want to create a task associated to at least one child contact from the account and go ahead and assign it to the owner of the account and basically say to follow up with the account inactivity. And in our fake business use case here, we have an inactive account list view that the account admin controls. So here we can see this field called active. When we change that to no, that's going to be the triggering event for our record triggered flow. So we'll create a new flow and we'll choose record triggered flow, again, because it's auto launched and it's launched from some kind of trigger on a record. So the object we want to associate is an account. We want to say when it's updated, and we want to choose the active field. So in this instance, we want to say that active is equal to no. So when that is the case, then we'll go ahead and conduct all the logic. We'll choose only when a record is updated to meet this condition, so that way it doesn't happen every time an account record is updated, after we mark it as active equals no. All right, so we have our first part, our criteria for launching this record triggered flow. So now let's go ahead and add some elements. So the first one we want to do is go ahead and update related records. So again, our use case is to update related opportunities to this new, inactive account. So I'll choose my $record account and then look for opportunities. And we want to get all the related opportunities to this account. So I'm not going to set any kind of filter condition. I'll just go ahead and choose my fields that I want to update. So stage and stage reason. And then we'll go ahead and choose the values for those. So stalled due to an inactive account. So we have the change to the opportunity. Now we need to go and find a contact record and create create a task associated to that contact. So we'll do a get element. So we're going to get records and we're going to choose the contact object. And again, we're only going to search for, at least one contact that is associated with this account. So we want the account ID to equal $record ID. So a contact associated with the account that's triggering the flow. And we'll just go ahead and get the first one and automatically store all the fields. So we've got that. We are updating our opportunities. Now we need to find a contact and create a task. So we'll go ahead and create a new record and we'll just call it create a task. We're just going to use one, but we'll use separate resources and literal values. And so with this, I'm just going to, put in all my fields for this task and then populate their values, based on some fields from the records in the flow. So I'll just go ahead and add some of my fields and start to update some of these values. So again, we have this owner ID field. So we want to make sure that, again, the use case was assign the task to the owner of the account. So I'll do $record and then owner ID for the owner of the account will be the owner of this task. And excuse me, we also have this due date field here, or activity date. So we want to kind of don't make it the same. We'll give them like a 2-week notice. So we'll go ahead and create a formula here to kind of populate that value. So what I'm going to do with this formula is just basically add 2 weeks or 14 days onto the date that the account was last updated. So when the, in our business use case, when that admin updates that account to inactive, we want to give them at least 2 weeks to be able to complete that task. So we'll do $record last modified date and just do a plus 14. It'll just add 14 days onto that date. Check the syntax, that looks good. So now we'll go back to the task, create records element, and we'll just throw in that formula in the value field for the activity date. All right, awesome. So everything looks good. We'll go ahead and save this, activate it, and we'll do some debugging, and then we'll try it in the UI, see if it works. So we'll call it just, an inactive account, and then update the opportunities. All right, so let's go ahead and try to debug this and kind of see if it works first before we go into the UI and give it a shot. So I'll search for an account here that I know has some opportunities related to it, and I'll just go ahead and update that field and click run, and we'll see what happens. All right, so it looks like it went through everything, so that's good. So I was able to find the records and update them. It found a contact and then created a task. Added in all our values for the fields for the task. That looks good. And it rolled it back because we ran the debug and rollback. So let's go ahead and try it out in the UI real quick. So we'll pretend that we're the admin. We'll go to those low activity accounts list view, and we're going to mark this one as inactive. We'll save the record, and then let's go ahead and look at that account record, make sure everything worked appropriately. So we have our opportunities list on the right hand side. You can see that activity was created and associated to the account, and now quickly we can see that the stage is updated for these to stalled. We can see all of them are stalled, so that's good. And let's just check one real quick to see the stage reason field. It's kind of custom pick list field created for this use case. So stage is stalled and stage reason inactive account. Awesome. Then we'll go to our tasks and just make sure that the task record got created. And yeah, so we can see a record with a subject. It's associated with a contact to that account related to the account. And we can see that it's due to inactive. Awesome, and that is a record trigger flow. So thanks everyone for joining, and see you next time.